Welcome! My name is Libby, and these are going to be a series of video diaries for my senior expedition, which is my school's senior project. My senior expedition project is titled Behind the Scenes at a Vet Clinic. This is for me because I've always wanted to be a vet, so I chose to go the career path with the senior expedition to try and see if I really did want to be a vet. Oh my god. Just one day of observing anything in the back of a vet clinic, I still want to be a vet. I still know that that's exactly what I'm going to do with my life. So to any viewers out there who want to be a vet in the future, I recommend that you try and get a shadow with a vet office near you because it'll really help cement the decision to either be a vet or go a different way. And watching surgery is probably the best because getting grossed out by surgery, if I probably wouldn't be a very useful vet. So yesterday I got to observe a dog get neutered as well as a dog get some extensive dental work, which was really interesting. And then I got to observe some things that they just do back there, like tests and stuff that you wouldn't normally see as the owner. And it's really quite fascinating to watch the way they do all of this stuff. Take, for instance, the neuter. Okay, when you first hear surgery, you probably think messy, bloody, kind of gory and gross. This was the cleanest thing I have ever seen in my life. So rather than using a scalpel and having things be kind of bloody and messy, they instead use this laser. The laser cauterizes as it makes the incision, so then there's less bleeding and it's less messy and the whole thing goes really fast. So after Dr. Francis made the incision with the laser, she puts pressure on the area and the testicle pops up, and then she clamps one part and another and then uses the laser to cut the connection. And she does this with the other side. And then she gets the suture, and the procedure is basically done, and she has to suture in 3 places. She does it deep under the skin, just below the skin, and then right onto the skin to make sure that everything heals up properly and just stays closed. And I don't know about any of you, but I'm never going to complain about having to go to the dentist again because dogs and cats have to go through a lot more than we do for the dental work. So there was this one dog there who has to have cleanings a lot and get like growths cut off of his gums. And this dog, during the dental procedure, they're under just as they would be for surgery because, the possibility of being bitten is a bit higher for vets than for human dentists. And this dog also had to have a tooth pulled because the root was fractured. And that was a lot messier than just taking a pair of pliers and yanking it out. They had to dig into the gum, peel some of the gum back, cut into the gum to get the fragments out because it was broken into pieces. And then after that, when he was cutting off the growths, he told us that you have to use the scalpel and cut it kind of in the shape that the gums were in before so that you're not just going in there and hacking. So there's a lot more finesse to it than you would normally think with surgery, because with surgery you think, oh, they go in there, they cut, they get something, they sew. They have to be careful about how they cut so they don't do anything bad and so that there's not that much pain, because as Dr. Francis said, the ultimate goal is to make sure the animal isn't in a lot of pain. And this dog also had a yeast infection, which was interesting because I got to see the swipes from the ear, and they heat fix it so that when they stick it into the dyes, it'll stay on and then they can observe it under the microscope. So another cool thing I got to see was a cat get its blood glucose taken, and basically it's the same way they would do it for a human, except where they prick instead of taking blood from the neck and making the cat angry that they're doing that every few hours. They instead just make a small prick in the ear, and when they do that, they get enough blood that they can test it and write down the blood glucose levels. So for instance, this cat, it's a diabetic, and its glucose levels weren't as regulated as they wanted to. So this was just to see if they had to put it on more insulin or what they might have to do for a next step. I think I'm really going to enjoy my time at Seven Hills because the people there are super nice. I kind of feel like I'm with my friends because they're just as kind of crazy there. Might think that they're going to be a little bit more uptight because they're in a professional environment. They're really not. It's kind of like being in high school, only they do have to worry about kind of real life things because they're taking care of other people's animals. But at the same time, they're able to really just have fun with their job, which shows me that this is what they want to do. And when I feel like I fit into that, then it shows me that I really want to do that too. And it's pretty cool, the kinds of things they have to do beforehand. So, with the prepping, for instance, anybody who's going into the surgical suite has to wear this stuff, as well as some safety goggles, because the laser can blind you. And the mask is because some of the fumes in there can be cancerous. You also have to wear these. They're booties, and you put them over your shoes. And it's just to make sure that the place stays clean and the open cut won't, be infected in any way. I think what's really cool is that the staff there was so welcoming to me. I'm a kid with no experience in this kind of thing, and they could be like really strict with me because I don't know this stuff, but they were really nice. Like, even when they were giving me instructions, they made it sound like a suggestion, but you knew it was an instruction, so you were more willing to follow it. And I also got this really cool badge. It's backwards, but it says Libby Boyer in training, Seven Hills Vet Hospital. And this is kind of getting my foot in the door for what I've been dreaming of my whole life. And it's really cool. So the main surgery I observed yesterday, the neuter, gives me the perfect segue into my message for all the viewers out there. You need to spay and neuter your pets because there are enough unwanted animals on the streets and in shelters, and we don't need to add to that by forgetting to spay and neuter our pets, or like if you're a guy and not wanting to neuter your pet because you feel some connection with them on that male level. It doesn't matter. There's too many unwanted animals out there to add to that. It's kind of a growing epidemic, and it needs to be made publicly known. Spay and neuter your pets. So thanks for watching. I plan to post them weekly after I observe every Friday, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.